Hi, I'm Sid. How are you? Today I'm going to be reviewing Discovery by J.J. Mitton, which is a very special book because you don't know. I doubt you don't know, but the authors are the masterminds behind the Talking Story channel. I've been watching them for a good while now, and I'm still kind of in shock that I got this book at all. So without further ado, I hope I do a good job at reviewing this. This is like my seventh take right into it. Without further ado, if when you're reading this book, one of the first things that will jump out at you is the extremely unique structure, because what we have here is an overture which acts as a prologue, that has the first part of an inciting incident, and then we have the first act of the book, which is different, which will have the second part of the same inciting incident. And how what the book does is each different act of the book, because it's separated into five separate acts, shows a different perspective in a different part of the world as they react to these different uh, react to how this inciting incident changes everything uh, with the book. And for many other authors, the structure could have been a downfall of the book. It couldn't have worked very well. But how it's handled in Discovery, it is done very, very well. And it helps to service the overall story. How new religions and beliefs fall, rise, grow more popular. How all of this develops further and further. And it is handled in a way that is very, very uh, very well, very good in this book. And because of that, we also have the development of technology, the development of how governments change, how the people how the views of the people themselves are also changing. And this is very strong, this is very effective. And along with that larger scale, showing how the larger society kind of reacts to this, we also have a more micro scale, because with each different act we have a different character, as I have already said before, and the character work done on each character. And in the character is- who the interludes of the book, who each interlude follows the same character. The character work that is done for both in the acts of the book and in the interludes of the book is handled very well, because in the first few pages of knowing these characters, you will it is very effectively conveyed who they are, why you should be attached to them, why you should be interested in them. This is all handled expertly in this book. So that is another very well handled part of this book. And it shows a balance between the micro and the macro of this book. So that's another thing that works in this book's favor very well. And these characters are extremely compelling because of the character work done in these. Each act in of itself is compelling, while also adding to the larger tapestry that is this book. So there we have it. Outside of that, each different act sets up new threads, new uh, things that are it contains a lot of setup. And as you go through the book, you watch more and more interconnections as it goes on, and it is very satisfying to watch, because you will see these things that have happened in previous acts, and you apply them to what happens in what you're reading right now. And more and more is revealed to you, the more expansive the story goes, the more compelling it becomes. And because of that is why I say that it does a very good job at balancing that micro and that macro. So yeah. Another thing that this book does really well is set up a tone and atmosphere that works very well in its favor, because many a time it's chilling. The ends of these acts itself are chilling, because uh, more because also because of the character aspect of it, but also just because of the developments that are happening throughout the larger world. And just the very feel of the book is kind of there's a kind of dread that threads itself throughout the whole book. And that aspect of it is and that aspect of it works very well, because it creates an atmosphere that is basically unforgettable. And I'm repeating myself, but you know what I mean, because when this book commits itself to that specific kind of feel that it's giving itself, the kind of again, this is something that seems to be very common for cosmic horror as a whole. But the way this specific book builds that up, the specific way it kind of has that threaded through alongside, like it balances that very well with some of the more lighter moments. And there's not that many lighter moments, but this book can be funny, but that doesn't, never does that humor like take away from the more serious moment, the more serious overall tone of the whole book. I'm gonna throw away my phone because it's buzzing like hell. But um, what this book does with the tone and the atmosphere should be studied really in writing classes. It should be studied in writing classes really, because it's really exquisitely done. And in terms of the whole world of the book, you have uh, uh, it's extremely immersive because of this tone, because it just draws you in, it sucks you in perfectly. And because of that, well, I'll let you figure that out on your own, because I was going to say something really, really spoilery. So there we go. And if we go into the actual world of this, it is set on Earth in the 1990s, and the setting I feel is an artistic choice that works very well for the overall book, and it also goes even further into the past, creating its own history while also rooting itself specifically in our world. And the history that it does create for itself is extremely intriguing. The different ways that uh, the different ways that uh, things have developed, the different cosmic aspects of it are really interesting to behold. And as they develop, you, again, I've said this, but the scale becomes grander and larger and even more fun to just watch more and more unveil as, well, the world is kind of thrown into chaos as the whole book goes on, and it is done in a way that feels extremely natural, that feels, well, that feels, it doesn't feel forced, it doesn't feel rushed. Many times it feels just right, and that is what I'm looking for. So there we have it. I've said there we have it like three times in a row. So yeah, and I'll conclude my this video with this. Uh, Please go read this book. It is the beginning of something special. It is definitely something that you will want to watch develop as the story goes on, because this isn't even supposed to be the first book of the series. Originally, book three was going to be the first book. So if the real story only begins in book three, and this is already that good, you know you're in for a hell of a ride. And that's a couple of different things. If you want to check this book out, I believe you can get a couple sample chapters if you go to the author's website. If you can buy it from Amazon for free. I mean, not for free. That's, you can buy it on Amazon. You can pre-order it right now. You can pre-order it right now as a digital copy. You'll have to wait until the 15th of May to be able to uh, until the 15th of May to be able to buy a physical copy. So if you want to wait for that, please do. And well, outside of that, you can also for you, for the Indians watching this, I doubt there are very many, but you can, I think the best way to get it is through Kindle, because I don't know if it'll be very openly public through um, a physical copy. And you can get it through Kindle Unlimited too. So if you want to know if this book is for you, please go check out the sample chapters on their uh, website. I don't know where they go, but the opening chapters of this book are strong enough to let you know, and indicative enough of what this book is to let you know if you will like it or not. And with that, that is the end of this review. Thank you for watching. I have spent so long trying to record this, but I'm happy. I'm kind of satisfied with this one. So, uh, thanks for watching. If you made it this far, again, please go check out this book. It is something special. Uh, yeah. We will smell you later.